we printed out. These are some of the bills, the House bills and the Senate bills that went up before the General Assembly this year. I have also started a youth coalition with our office, and we took 4 youth to Richmond with us to talk to our local legislators about how they feel about some of these things. And I think the youth in our communities actually do make an impact. And that's why we try to work with them, and that's why I've started this youth coalition. So if you know of any high schoolers or any of the schools around, we have 7 area high schools, we'd love to have them come and join our youth coalition. We meet once a month unless we have a project to do. And we just finished one. There was a DEA, which is a drug enforcement agency, has a video challenge out, and first prize is $10,000, and second prize is $5,000, and third prize is $1,000. And then they pick those top 3 prizes, and then after that, the next 10 in line will go on YouTube videos for the public to vote for them. And the winner of that gets to go to the DEA wherever they're located. I know where it's located. It's just, yeah, thank you. Quantico, and stay there and just kind of do hands-on stuff with them. That would be awesome. I would almost give up the $10,000 to do that. No, I wouldn't really. But, yeah. So, we have a chance, who knows? It's nationwide, so there's probably millions of videos. But I would never be a movie producer or editor because it took us 6 hours to knock out 37 seconds of a video. I could not believe the work that goes into it. I'm like, I don't ever want to do this again. But I do now. Now that I know how to do it, I want to do it again. Okay? So we're trying to stay on top of most of these bills. I didn't know if any of you knew that there was a marijuana, not a dispensary, but a pharmaceutical, what's the name of them?
Derivative?
Vending machine. Yeah, it might as well be, right? Yeah. It's not a dispensary, pharmaceutical, but anyway, you're gonna be able to get medical marijuana, which is actually the CBD oils, and it's gonna be located in Stanton. Did anybody know that?
I read something about
We have a policy on it, I can tell you that, for the oil
Right.
for our residents.
Yeah. And you can already get CBD oils, but it's still illegal. Okay. Because there is even though the CBD oils are actually hemp, there is still a trace of THC in them, and it's probably not enough to make a difference. But we're really concerned about this pharmaceutical company coming in here and opening this. You do have to have a certificate from a doctor, and the doctor that has to get certified to do this. But it was for just like people with epilepsy and so forth and things like that. Now it's the doctor's discretion.
Slippery slope.
Very slippery.
Yeah.
The doctor can give it to you for anything. Okay? Not only a doctor, you don't have to be a doctor now. The nurses will be able to do it too. Mm-hmm. Yep. Nurses will be able to do it too as long as but they have to be certified. They have to get the certification also. And I think the certifications cost $50. And for each patient that gets a certification to go get this, it's $50 fee. And if they're underage, their parent has to have that certificate also. This is the things that we learned when we went to the Board of Pharmacy. Actually, our office, or our coalition, is part of SACOVA, which is Community Coalitions of Virginia. And there's like 26 to 28 coalitions that come together once a month for a meeting. And we had the Board of Pharmacy come to one of our meetings and talk to us about this. Some of our concerns are like the CBD oils now that you're going to be able to get are like 5% THC. Well, now they've passed a law to up it to 10%. That's a lot of THC, and a lot of folks don't realize it, but when and what we're concerned about is our youth, of course, getting their hands on this. And what everybody says, well, how can they get their hands on it? Not the same way they're doing it now, in the same way they're getting in the alcohol cabinets and everything else. They find a way. If they want to get high, they find a way, and it's no way around it. And one thing that a lot of young folks don't realize because these vape pens, these Juuls, and it's not Juuling. The Juul is just the manufacturer of the
Just
item.
a brand.
Right, yeah, it's a brand name. And what happens when you heat up THC, you just increase that content of THC from about 30% to about 90%. So the high is much greater once you put heat to it. And a lot of folks don't understand that. And it's funny because I do teach family life, and sometimes I get to do the drug presentation in the high schools. And those kids will debate you up one side and down the other. I mean, they just passed a law, July 1st, 21, to buy tobacco, right? Well, this child is going to be 18 before July 1st, and he argued with me for 10 minutes the other day. Well, I'm going to be grandfathered in. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Not with this tobacco. You're not. So, anyway, and like I say, in 2017, for epileptic patients, they were able to get these oils. Which, you know, if they have this issue and they have tried everything possible, I'm all for that. You know, if this is going to help you and help you to live a decent, healthy life, I'm okay with that. But then that was about 30,000 Virginian, I think, back in 2017. But they still had to go out of state to get them because you still couldn't get it here in the state. And that was really, it's kind of hard for people to do that. And that's what the gentleman from PharmaCann explained to us when we met with him, that, you know, you think about somebody that's 90 years old and they have to do this oils. How are they going to get 4-hour drive there and back? And which makes total sense to me. You know, I'm all for that. And that's what we told him. We're not against that whatsoever. We're just afraid of it. How are you going to try to prevent all this from getting into these hands? Okay? And a lot of folks don't think realtors. We try to work with the realtors because there's a lot of houses that are on the market and people go look at them. Okay, that people still live in these homes, and the first place they go is the bathroom, and open their medicine cabinet and see what they've got in there. Okay, and these people help themselves to these prescription drugs. We've known for it to happen. And they will be two people to go in to look at a house, and one will say, "Oh, do you have a restroom I can use?" And boom, there it is. And it's really kind of strange because so if you have a certificate for these CBD oils that now has 10% THC in them, how is that parent? I mean, it's going to be up to that parent or whoever to administer this to a child if they have a child that has it, or how is it going to be regulated? That's really what we're concerned about. Some of our concerns, because like I say, you can go in stores now and buy CBD oil, okay? And it's supposed to not have THC in it because it's supposed to be hemp, but there is some THC in it. But when they do open these pharmaceutical pharmacies, I guess is what we'll call them, how are we going to regulate how much THC is in this, and how is that not going to get to that store that's selling the THC the CBD oils that doesn't have the THC in? That's what we're really concerned about. How are they going to keep all this regulated? But the border pharmacies say that they're monitoring them, they're going to do everything, and so forth. And so I was a little nosy today, and because I'm nosy all the time. And Technology Drive is where the one's going in Stanton. If you know where where the jail is, right? Well, yeah, right close. So I drove down that road today when I was coming back from Fort Hines High School, and they haven't even broke ground yet. And it has to be open and running by November. That's in the rule. I mean, anybody there's 5 going in the state of Virginia, and they have to be opened up by November and running.
And if they're not, what happens?
They won't get to do it.
Never.
Well, I don't know. They may not not in this area they won't. So I'm okay if they drag their feet, you know. But, you know, if, like I say, with the oils, if I had a chronic illness and I really needed this, you know, I may be looking at it in a different way. So I think about the folks, even the veterans that have tried everything and nothing's working for them. You know, I'm all for them. You know, help them, make them feel better, whatever you have to do, you know. But I really worry about that increase of that THC being allowed to be in it. But inside that pharmaceutical pharmacy, everything has to go on under that one roof. Okay, it has to be manufactured there, grown there, and it has to be. But they do have a delivery service they're going to use now. So that's kind of scary too. I don't know how I'd feel about that getting delivered. I wouldn't want to be the delivery driver. That's for sure. I definitely would not want to be doing that. You know, and then we talk about recreational marijuana. Okay. And a lot of folks think that this is where this is leading, that the state of Virginia is leading to, you know, the CBD oils and the certificate are totally different from a marijuana card. Totally different. Marijuana card, you might as well say it's recreational marijuana. Okay? And then if you have a neighbor that you help take care of, like say in Colorado, say if you live in Colorado and you have a neighbor that is ill and you help take care of him and you have a problem also, you're allowed to grow 6 plants for your own personal use to take care of your issues. Well, if you're taking care of this neighbor that has issues, you're allowed to grow 6 plants for that neighbor too. So this could go on and on and on. You know, and like I say, in Colorado,
It's legal.
it's legal.
It's legal.
It's legal, but we've had some guest speakers to come to some of the summits that I've attended, and they have actually spoke about they really wish they would have investigated this a little further before they jumped the gun.
Right.
Because they really thought they were going to get a lot of revenue off of it, and I think in 2017 they got 0.08% revenue, because a lot of the things that they didn't consider is the young kids that were getting a hold of this, not knowing what it was laced with or how it was even grown, what was put into it when it was grown. And a lot of kids, once they smoked it, they didn't come back. I mean, and they have a lot of kids that are now seeing therapists and so forth. And so just a lot of overhead for a lot of other different things, just like the police department. He said, we have gotten, you know, their police calls that first year that they legalized it just skyrocketed because, you know, now people were stealing from each other and breaking and entering and all kinds of things just to get money to buy it. And you still had to be 21. And when they legalized it, and I don't know if you ever saw a picture of that smoke out they did that day or not there, but there were more kids there with a joint in their hand than there were adults. You know, and you're supposed to be 21. It's illegal in those states under the age of 21. And in Colorado, the dispensaries that they have where you can just go in off the street and buy, the little jars, like a little candy store, that you can buy, and they're taxed at like 30%. 30% taxed on those things. And in DC, they don't have the dispensaries where you can walk in yet. They don't have those. And so no state allows public use, although a lot of them are trying to start, the ones that it's legalized in already, are trying to open up marijuana pubs and clubs, you know, and I don't know. It just, to me, it seems like where is our world going to, you know? And like I say, they think if they legalize some things, and I know that's one of the things that Colorado thought, if they legalize this, we're going to stop the black market. Like, really?
Yeah.
Do you know any bootleggers still that make moonshine?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
You know, they're still out there. You're not going to stop it. You're not going to stop it. You may make it easier for them, actually. I kind of feel it. Carrie usually does this presentation. It's called Two Stories of the Story of Two Marijuanas. And that's what she'll tell a lot of the kids when she talks to them in high school. You know, marijuana, hippie days, Woodstock days, that's not what you have today out here on the street. It is totally, totally different. Back then, you may have had a content of the THC level less than 10% of what's going to be in the CBD oils now. You know, now it's anywhere from 33 on up, the percent of THC in it. Because, I mean, they just make it stronger and stronger. I don't know what they're putting in this stuff, but I know, just like anything else, if you have a tomato plant and you keep the seeds from that tomato plant and you generate the next year, those tomatoes are better and better and better, aren't they? Kind of the same way with pot plants. You know, they're better every year. They get more potent every year. I do have some information that I'm going to leave over there. There's some booklets. I'm not sure what all is on here. Jenny printed these out for me. So these are some marijuana effects that the parents should know. And I'm not sure I have 25 or 26 booklets here, but I can get you more. I'm going to leave all this right here, unless you throw it away. You're a feisty little lady, I found out.